Hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday, August 1st of August. Um, my kids are all school shopping today, so I think the countdown's on. I think it's 27 days before school starts for them. Um, Personally, it'll be nice to get back into a routine. I get some alone time in the house when everybody's at school, so yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to it. I I've been focused primarily on the spy, I think, and actually, I want to thank Andrew for commenting on my post in regards to this spy strategy, and I still need to digest what he mentions. He is quite the technical trader. He knows different strategies, different setups, that sort of thing. Um, I Let me share my screen because I was up yesterday and I was down today, so I'm kind of back to even. Um, where this strategy works, and those of you that aren't familiar with it, is basically near the open. I buy a call and a put about 3 strikes away from the open. So if I look at today, the 5 minute, we opened around 4:56. So I think I was in the 4:59 calls and the 4:55 puts. And I only spend anywhere from $12 to $15 each, um, in the hopes of, and I'm going to show you the daily chart, and this is where it doesn't work as well. This is a pretty flat candle. Um, there's not much room on the top and bottom of the wicks. Whereas if you look at this one, there's a little bit more travel. So my theory, and I need to kind of create indicators on the chart, is to see which days the SPY moves more than 2.5 points from its open. Like this would be a good day. This would be a good day. And actually, I think Friday I did incredible with that trade. Um, I could have done a lot better, but so these are the days that I'm trying to catch um, because that is a quite a move. If you look at this one, we high of 459 and a low of 451, so 8 points. And if you think of and where did this open? 459.02. So if I'm 3 strikes away from 459, um, that's at least 2, 3, 4 points in the money. Um, so that's kind of what I've been doing lately. I've kind of been watching earnings because we're in the thick of earnings again. Um, we'll go look at AMD, Starbucks, which isn't doing well. Um, my favorite stock and the stock that if I could be in a stock would be Apple. Because and I've said it in the past, my whole technical ecosystem here at home is Apple. Um, it just works for me. I can drop files to any kind of computer I have here on the network. Um, Apple has established like this ecosystem, and it's going to be very hard to crack. So that's one stock that, like I said, if I could, I'd be in it. Um, and we'll also get to Bud, which where is that chart? Which reports Thursday before the bell. Um,
That's
so that's
Apple.
Apple reports Thursday after the bell. So, and Bud, this stock that you're in, reports Thursday before the bell. Um, so that's my game plan for today. Um, if we go look at AMD,
Hey Brian, can I give you some advice?
definitely.
Your game plan is stupid.
Okay, I'm gonna
You're supposed to be following the 5-minute bar, and then
right.
that way you go in one direction, you don't go in 2, you'll never make any money.
Well, yeah.
Bring up Budweiser. So this trading group I have, I'm giving them the trades. I'm
So
up
here's
over $4,000 on this trade.
so
I don't
here's
know, you're up, what, $4 or something?
so here's Bud.
Yeah.
Um,
Now bring up a 2-day chart on it.
so 2-day, 5-minute chart of Bud.
Okay,
Um,
so what do we got, a $3 drop there?
so the open 57.80 down to 56.83. Well, let's see their low 56.50. So $2.
Yeah. So the thing is that this is how you make some money. Right now, the premiums are so high, it's almost worth selling the stock. Where do you think the bottom's going to be on this? Why don't you bring up a 3-month chart on it?
Well, this kind of stands out right here, this 52.90. So let's say 53 right here.
Yeah, but
Um,
bring up a is that the 3-month?
so yeah, that was the 3 month. Here's the 6 month.
Yeah, so
Uh,
that bottom right now there is where it should go to.
down to 44.
Well,
Um,
it's probably gonna it's either it's probably gonna drop to that one right there. Yeah.
the
What's that amount?
53.
I
So
think we get 53. So if we hit 53, I'll make 20,000. So I sent it to the people in the trade group, and I think that's what it's going to do. Now the thing is that sometimes the stock market, Budweiser or whoever is propping this stock up can go ahead and be doing something. I think that they're buying the stock to go down. I think short sellers are killing this. I wouldn't be surprised to see this drop to 44. If it dropped to 44, I'd probably make 100 grand. But we'll see what happens.
yeah,
I
that would
wouldn't be
be.
surprised. This thing is going to be a disaster. It's going to be awful. It's going to be putrid. I would have liked to seen you go ahead and buy an out of the money put on this one.
So,
The
and
earning
that's
nap
for
is telling
earnings.
us we're in the right mode, right direction. It's going the right way.
Yeah, and I
So
believe when we looked, Bud.
now it gets me nervous. Why did the stock drop like 70 cents today and come back and it finished the end of the day at 30 cents? I find it hard to believe anybody's buying this stock. Now, Alan was buying this a week ago because I was buying calls on it. It was probably 2 weeks ago because it actually, you could buy the premiums cheap on it, and it actually had a nice up cycle over like a month period.
Yeah, I mean, if we go back to the 3 month, um, there's this until that drop. So this was Friday, I think. Friday was an up day. Kind of recovered that Thursday. And I think a lot of stocks had that Thursday red candle that
Well, I
came out
mean,
of
we're
nowhere.
so oversold. I mean, even Budweiser, where is that? I
So
mean,
that,
it's already in a nice position to drop because it's already below
yeah,
the simple moving average, right?
yeah. So this 20 SMA is 57 and a half. I think we're at 56.80. So yeah. And
Yeah,
if you
but it's
notice,
it's below it, so it should drop.
yeah, and this 10 SMA is kind of curling down into the 20. Um, so yeah, I would be bearish on this one. Um, however,
However,
if you go look at their option chain, I'm guessing these are going to be expensive. And I don't know where implied volatility, 100%, um,
yeah, 100%.
85 on the call side. So, um,
What's the what happens if you bring up the 20 the 20 on that? How much like if you do like I'm thinking it's 10. Is it
Oh, you
10
mean
or
number of strikes?
yeah.
Yeah, we're sitting at 20, but let me see.
Yeah, do all.
See if anybody's hiding out. Down to 44, 45.
No, so they are. What that looked like a big one. What is that one at 45, 44?
So 672 down at 45 and a half. I mean, these are
Oh,
a
is that
lot.
all it
This
is?
is,
Is 672?
yeah, I think a lot of them are camped out at 50.
I could see the 50. I'm in shock why there's any that are above it. What do you got above it there?
Some sitting at 66, but let's say 500. But those are nickel, 10-cent options. So those are kind of lottos.
Hmm.
So yeah, I think
It's
if it,
gonna be interesting because there's two issues. It should have dropped Friday and it didn't. And but you had to drop on Monday, so obviously I was correct on my assumption. Why didn't it happen on Friday? And why didn't it
right.
drop more today? That's another question.
Well, and
So,
I think if you look at just about anything, um, like the SPY, for example, in the 3 month, was this Wednesday? We had this huge drop and people came back in and bought. Um, 27, 28, 31st. So Tuesday, Monday, Friday. Yeah. Thursdays when we had that incredible drop, the sky was falling, end of the world kind of thing. And I think a lot of stocks saw sympathy rally that Friday. And I have a feeling that's why. It just that it was so like oversold that Thursday that there was only room to go up. Um, so yeah. So if it were me, I would look at these 50, maybe 52 if I had money, um, to see this drop further. But if we're down tomorrow, tomorrow's Wednesday. If we're down more tomorrow, these options are going to get volume and they're going to get more expensive. Um, I can see people piling into them if Bud drops again, like close to 1%. So yeah. And I think yeah,
so the other trade I got on is Raytheon, continuation of last week.
yeah. And
I,
Raytheon,
I'm looking for that to hit 92.
yeah. And this one right here is kind of your floor. When we gap down after earnings, that high was 87.25. Let's see what this low is, 87.07. Um, which we kind of opened there, 87.15. Um, so if we can kind of continue to hold that low 87, let's round it off to 87. I do, yeah. I think because gaps tend to get filled, and that is a very big gap.
So the
Um,
rule is a 50% retracement. So I've got it pinned at 92 to 93.
yeah, and I don't know where
I sent the group a text that I'm in the 88 calls
for this week or next week.
this week.
This week, hmm. Yeah, and I think RTX was showing right now. So Bud is showing 2 to 1 on the put side, and I need to like do the math so those things stand out.
Hmm.
Raytheon, RTX. I think RTX is showing calls, so
So let's go through this. We go and use the 5 minute app. It's not available on the app Google App Store under day trading. We go ahead and use the earning app to go ahead and give us clarity and momentum in terms of what the volumes are coming in for that stock. These are both on Google and the App Store. It's going to
Right.
help you give you an edge that no one else has.
Um,
So we definitely want to stay in the trade if it's going our way. We want to take some off the table. We kind of want to get into a break even situation if we can. I did go ahead and take some off the table before close on Budweiser, but that's only because I got about $7,000 on puts. So we'll see what happens with that. So I took some off the table, but I'm still heavily in the trade.
hmm, okay, sounds good. I have so many people ev every day, every other day. I still haven't gotten an email. I still haven't gotten an email.
Yeah, I know.
Uh,
Yeah, and I apologize. I apologize for that. I've been getting bugged.
well,
Um,
and I don't get them either. So I
I don't
empathize with
even
you
think
guys.
you put yourself on the list.
I don't think I did. No.
So
No.
there's a reason that I did not add them. I was very frustrated at myself on Friday. I had 60 contracts on Budweiser. Now, I didn't put this on the trade because I was so sure Budweiser was going to drop on Friday. I was up over $1,800, and then that stinking thing gapped up at open, and I was pretty frustrated, and I'm like, maybe my trade, maybe I made a mistake here. So I don't like people lose money. So that's kind of, I did hold back and I did kind of like get cautious. Made a great amount on the Raytheon trade. That was over 5,000. And so I was a little frustrated and so I didn't add anybody yet, but I told Steve Simpson where I'm going to add everybody today. I will add him. I already added Steve to it. He got my trades earlier today, but I will add it. Just because I want people to know, what I'm into.
Yeah.
And people say, "Well, where do you get your trades from?" I just follow this stuff nonstop. I see where a pattern is developing, and I see what's going on. I mean, obviously Budweiser's an earnings thing, but those are a once in a life opportunity. I mean, this thing should drop 10, $15. I mean, how you look at CMG had great earnings and the thing dropped $180.
Well,
But
same with Raytheon.
yeah, well, Raytheon had great earnings too, and they had some bullshit with Lockheed Martin, and the engines are Pratt and Whitney, I
Pratt, and-
forget.
yeah,
Uh,
Pratt Whitney.
so, um, yeah, so I mean, those things happen. We call them black swan events, and the thing is that that's just what happens sometimes. So,
Right.
um, but yeah, no, I haven't forgot everybody. You will be added. I will throw out the trades. Um, and we just got a little bit. I'll just say we just got a little bit busy there. So,
Yeah.
I have a lot going on. The on some other fronts. I'm in a real estate deal right now, $500,000 real estate deal. I just have a couple things that are in the fires that is consuming me a little bit. So,
Yeah.
but we'll be back to you know um that. So I have not been doing a lot of day trading last week, just because I got some things going. So that's just where we're at. So.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. It's on the list, and I understand the busyness and how easy it is to kind of push it aside. But yeah, definitely working on things.
And as things go on, I understand the difference between both of us. I mean, the way Brian thinks is not how I think. How I think is not how Brian thinks, and that's what makes the chemistry good. Um, so I always like to hear Brian's point of view, and so yeah,
Yeah.
excellent. Well,
Okay.
sounds good, Brian.
Well, you have a good night. Hopefully everybody's doing well. take these comments to heart with Bud and um, which one were you long? Raytheon?
Yeah,
Um,
I'm long 5,000
yeah,
50 contracts in Raytheon.
yeah. Look for earnings coming up for Bud on Thursday morning, Apple Thursday afternoon. We're in the
And
thick
I
of
will
it.
try
So
to give people how I'm doing. I expect Budweiser to drop a dollar or two tomorrow. I
yeah.
mean, it's not been behaving like it should for something that's going to drop 10, $15. I don't know. I don't understand it. I wouldn't even be surprised it's up tomorrow. I mean, I just it's a bizarre. I don't know who's buying it unless someone knows something I don't know.
Hmm,
But
yeah.
my theory is that they're buying it to go short. They're covered short sellers. That's my theory, but
Hmm.
the only thing I
Okay.
can come up with.
Yeah. Okay. Well, everybody have a
Yeah,
good night.
yeah,
We'll talk
right.
to you
And
guys later.
make sure you make your travel plans there, Brian.
I got to work around your travel plans. So,
Yeah, you do. That's true.
okay, doke.
All right,
Bye, everyone.
all right. We'll see you.